Hello, friends. We've been through quite a week with the fires all over the state and the Deer Zone fire on the northeast slope of Mount Diablo, filling our air with smoke. So I want to begin this video message with a blessing for protection from the fire. We offer a blessing for the containment of the California wildfires and for protection of the vulnerable life and structures. Bless those who are selflessly stepping into the breach to fight these fires. Bless those who have suffered from the fire's destruction. Please, dear God, provide them with resources, shelter, support, and compassion to move through this terribly challenging time. Blessing is the art of harvesting the wisdom and protection of the invisible world. When we bless, we work from a place of inner power. My friend and colleague, Elizabeth DeRuff, says that blessing, as powerful and positive intention, can transform situations and people. We have no idea the effect we actually have on one another and the world when we bless. This is where blessing can achieve so much. See, when a blessing is invoked, it changes the atmosphere. Some of the plenitude flows into our hearts from the invisible neighborhood of loving kindness. The beauty of blessing is that in mysterious ways, it can affect the way things unfold. Blessings. As I mentioned last week, we are now in the Hebrew month of Elul. The entire month preceding Rosh Hashanah, the new year, Elul is a time of reflection and introspection. It teaches us to embrace the promise of hope for our people and for all people. We understand that cynicism and despair alienate us from ourselves and from God consciousness. We are all dealing with higher levels of frustration and anxiety. The idea that we are in control has been exposed as an illusion. As Rabbi Israel Salanter taught, we are free in fantasy, but limited in reality. And yet, we still proceed with courage to build a better world in spite of all of the obstacles. We need to focus our attention on the things we can actually control and let go of worrying about the things over which we have little or no control. My colleague Rabbi Mel Gottlieb says that it is in the simple encounter with the everyday that we gain our dignity and attain the heroic. Not getting caught up in the overwhelming big picture, but doing everything that we do in the best way we can is what builds a better world and inspires others. Unquote. You know, here at Beth Chaim and all over the Jewish world, we teach our children that we are all created b'tselem Elohim, in the image of the divine. Our people have always used this concept to remind us that each one of us has the capacity to recognize the image of God in others. We can pause to recognize the great gifts that come to us through our relationships and our ability to meaningfully connect to others. This, if you think about it, also means that we, each and every one of us, contain the image of God within. Imagine if we took a few minutes every day to really appreciate the implications of this profound teaching. Elul is meant to be a time of renewal, joy, and a return to our most authentic, our best selves. So, how do we connect to this joy at a time when our lives still feel constricted and we're experiencing distance and a lack of presence in so many of our relationships? Perhaps, my friends, we can speak our truths to the people in our lives. Tell them what they mean to us. Tell them how they've touched our lives in such an essential way. Our tradition teaches us that it is only a person rich in love for people that brings the light of God into the world. Elul reminds us that being forgiven and being able to accept oneself are deeply connected in our consciousness. Imagine for a moment what it would be like if you got a call from a friend and instead of the chit-chat and discussing the news or gossip, this friend spoke from their heart and told you how much you mean to them. Elul invites this kind of depth and meaning into our lives. We need Elul this year perhaps more than we have ever needed it before. Stay safe and be well. Shalom uvracha, peace and blessings. And in Elul, we say, we don't have to wait for Rosh Hashanah, we say Shana Tova to you and all your loved ones.